Welcome back to part number 3 and the finale of What If Anakin Talked to Padme after Palpatine revealed he was the Sith. Thank you for your great support on the other 2 parts. If you aren't aware of those or are not subscribed, please do those first before watching this video. Anakin gave the order to his clone navigational officers and they made the jump into hyperspace, setting the coordinates for the Outer Rim territories. But as they entered the Horuset system, they encounter a swarm of Nebres, and their large teeth began to tear off some of the more delicate elements of the Republic Venators, in particular cutting off their lines of communication. As he was at the front of the attack, Anakin's destroyers hit the worst, and the alarms began to activate for an evacuation. The organised 501st Legion find their way into Republic low-altitude assault gunships, whilst the Jedi Knight and his Padawan lead the escape in their starfighters. The other Jedi see the attack formation of Anakin and mistakenly believe that they should attack as well, until they watch in horror as the ships are suspended by Palpatine's lightning attack from the planet below. Yoda, who had been performing battle meditation aboard his cruiser, felt the darkness without looking and rushed over to the command bridge. A group of clones gathered to observe the burst of power, and their ships were quickly decreasing in their number. Yoda ran into the hangar just as the lights behind dimmed and faded, then entered his starship. The Jedi Grandmaster bravely dived through the shards of debris and force pushed the Jedi and clones to safety before going to the surface of the planet and landing in the desolate plains. The dust blew across his face, but he staggered through to speed his way to the Valley of the Dark Lords, finally interrupting Palpatine's frenzy of Sith power. Above the planet, the Republic fleet had taken advantage of Yoda's distraction and had lured in the frozen Republic fleet into one of their destroyers. Thankfully for the Jedi, Anakin and Ahsoka had awoken from Palpatine's attacks alongside their clone troopers. The Jedi managed to recover in time to join the others in a grand assault on the planet and encounter the remainder of the droid army. The droids are no match for the entire Jedi Order, but the delay allows Palpatine to summon a group of Sith warriors, previously hidden in the tombs of the ancient Sith. These lightsaber wielders stun the Jedi, and the clone troopers know that they are no match, as they worked upon an escape route once off of the planet. The Jedi begin to thin, as the Sith begin to feed off of the planet's dark nature and the ghosts of their predecessors, but Anakin and Windu battle through to help the limping Grandmaster Yoda. During the Dark Lord of the Sith, Anakin ignores the taunts of his former friend turned enemy, as he spots Luke and Leia in the midst of an ancient Sith ritual. The Jedi pulls his children from the evil tendrils surrounding them both, and places them in the hands of Rex and Ahsoka to take back to the Republic's medical frigate before joining the battle. Palpatine was fueled by his anger at the loss of his future apprentices, but this only helped Mace Windu reflect the darkness to fuel his attacks, and the Dark Lord of the Sith released one giant burst of energy before fading into nothingness. The Jedi are all lying on their backs, and the surviving clone troopers place their leaders on stretchers to take back to Coruscant. The Jedi gather in the halls of healing, and after a long period of rest, they manage to regain the strength to meet in the Council Tower. There Anakin retained his seat, cradling Luke and Leia as Yoda warned the council members about how close their order had been to capitulating. Looking at Luke and Leia, the Jedi decide their attachments will be allowed for future generations, not only to produce more Force sensitives, but also to change the rigid Jedi code. Anakin left the council meeting, relieved that he had rescued his children, and entered Padme's office for the first time since his battle on Korriban. The Senate of Naboo was already working, despite a continuous concerned and traumatic events endured under Palpatine, and was happy to be under the leadership of Bail Organa. Anakin and Padme were determined to ensure that the galaxy would be free of such evil for eternity, and they focused upon removing the crime syndicates that Maul had been quietly establishing. The former Sith had not been so compliant after the fall of his master, as he sought to keep all he had left, but the Jedi utilised Palpatine's previously hidden files to bring all of the crime lords to justice, and gradually began to bring an end to slavery. Luke and Leia began to train in the Jedi Temple, under the tutelage of Jedi Masters Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, aiming to emulate everything their father had been, and represent a new era for the Jedi. That is it for What If Anakin Talked to Padme after Palpatine revealed he was the Sith. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel for more What Ifs, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.